What does inclusive design mean?
Thank you very much. Yes, I think it's a misunderstood term. So I'll try and hash out what it really is as far as I'm concerned. But one thing is clear: it was underpinned by the work done in the Engineering Design Centre at the University of Cambridge, where I was with you for quite a long time. But since then, it's also been the basis of a lot of the research I've been doing. And in fact, even the research into what you might describe as mainstream transportation, I've always tried to turn round to consider inclusion. And the type of inclusion we started off in those days at Cambridge was all about quantifying the capability. So understanding how capability varies across the population by age, gender, and other factors. And that was very successful, and it yielded a very interesting, what was known as an analytical approach to inclusion, where you could calculate, if you had the right data, how many people would be excluded from using a product by looking at the demand made by the product on different scales of analytic scales of inclusion, such as visual capability and capability, physical movement, and so on. So I think you get the idea of that. However, that approach is very distant from actually the end user. And so as my work went on over the years, and I was required to perform operations in different types of domain in transport and other areas, in fact, not just transportation, but things like other areas of design, for example, for communications technology and other things, inclusion was always involved as far as I was concerned, and I would actually bring it in. So fast forwarding to the present, the most recent work I've been doing at Edinburgh Napier University, instead of inclusion being about what the phrase is used now, which is the wider sense of inclusion, we kind of stop at the level of all the things I've just mentioned, plus neurodiversity and also systemic medical issues such as diabetes, heart disease, and so forth, which would in effect weaken you. So that's kind of the outline of the kind of scope, if you like, of the sort of approach we take. And the approach I still take is one of trying to match the demand made by the task or the product with the capabilities of the potential users. And that's proved to be a fantastic platform to look at things like boarding an aircraft or indeed walking through the streets of a city like Edinburgh.